That is the second time you've spoken out of turn, Miss Granger. Are you incapable of restraining yourself, or do you take pride in being an insufferable know-it-all?
Hey Potterheads! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about one of the most fascinating characters in the entire series, Professor Severus Snape. Now, we all know Snape's a complicated guy. He starts out as this grumpy professor who gives Harry a hard time, but by the end of the series, we learn that Snape was actually protecting Harry all along. But here's the big mystery we're uncovering today. How in the world did Snape manage to fool someone like Lord Voldemort for so many years? Let's break it down. And before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss our magical updates. All right, let's get started. Severus Snape is one of the most complex characters in the Harry Potter series. At first glance, he seems like this bitter, cold-hearted teacher who takes pleasure in making Harry's life miserable. But as the story unfolds, we find out that Snape was far more than he seemed. He was one of the greatest unsung heroes of the entire series, driven by his unrequited love for Lily Potter. Everything he did, even the bad things, was motivated by this love. It's a powerful storyline that shocked many fans. However, one of the biggest lingering questions is how Snape managed to keep his true loyalties hidden from Lord Voldemort for so many years. Remember, Voldemort wasn't just your average dark wizard, he was a master of mind reading, or legilimency, as it's called in the wizarding world. So, how did Snape, a mere follower in Voldemort's eyes, keep the truth hidden? The answer lies in his mastery of occlumency, a form of magic that allows wizards to shield their thoughts.
Used properly, the power of occlumency will help shield you from access or influence.
But the theory we're diving into today takes it even further. Some fans believe that Snape didn't just block Voldemort from reading his mind, he actively tricked him using false memories. Let's dig into how that might have worked. First, let's talk about occlumency. This is the magical ability to close off your mind from outside intrusion. It's the exact opposite of legilimency, which allows a wizard to read another person's thoughts.
Legilimency! She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes.
That's private.
Voldemort was the greatest legilimens in history, and he used it to control, manipulate, and punish his followers. Snape, on the other hand, was an expert occlumens, meaning he could shut Voldemort out of his mind whenever he needed to. This ability allowed Snape to hide his true feelings for Lily Potter and his secret loyalty to Dumbledore. Snape spent years mastering this skill, probably knowing that his very survival depended on it. Imagine being in a room with someone who could read your mind, and you have to make sure they only see what you want them to. That's the kind of mental gymnastics Snape had to perform every time he was around Voldemort. And for years, it worked.
Severus, please. We're friends.
Here's where things get interesting. You would think that, with all of his powers, Voldemort would have eventually tried to read Snape's mind to make sure he was truly loyal. After all, this is war, and Voldemort was known for his paranoia. Yet, for some reason, Voldemort never did. One theory suggests that Voldemort didn't feel the need to read Snape's mind because he had already proven his loyalty by killing Dumbledore. In Voldemort's mind, only a truly loyal servant would kill someone as powerful as Dumbledore. That act alone seemed to guarantee Voldemort's trust. But what if Snape wasn't just blocking Voldemort out? What if he was doing something even more genius?
Fight back! You coward, fight back!
This is where the false memories theory comes in. According to this theory, Snape wasn't just using occlumency to block Voldemort's mind-reading powers. He was using a technique known as creating false memories. In the Harry Potter series, we see Snape using a pensieve to store away certain memories. He even did this when teaching Harry occlumency because he didn't want Harry to accidentally stumble upon any of his most personal memories. The idea is that Snape, knowing how dangerous it would be to completely block Voldemort, might have allowed him to access his mind, but only certain parts of it. Snape could have carefully crafted memories for Voldemort to see, memories that showed Snape as the perfect loyal Death Eater. These would be memories of things like his disdain for Harry, his obedience to Voldemort, and his supposed hatred for Dumbledore. This way, Voldemort would never suspect that Snape was hiding anything, because whenever he looked into Snape's mind, he saw exactly what he expected to see.
You're a clever man, Severus. Surely you must know.
Think about it. Snape was playing the most dangerous game imaginable. He had to make Voldemort believe he was loyal while secretly working against him for years. This wasn't just about blocking his mind. Snape had to actively manipulate what Voldemort saw. That takes an incredible amount of skill, intelligence, and nerve. And Snape had all of those in spades.
Who wants to see me take off Snively's trousers?
It's worth mentioning that Snape wasn't just good at occlumency. He was an incredibly intelligent wizard overall. From a young age, he was creating his own spells, dangerous ones at that. He had a deep understanding of the dark arts, potions, and defense magic. And let's not forget that he was one of the few people Dumbledore trusted completely. That says a lot about his abilities and his character. Another key part of this theory is that Voldemort's ego played right into Snape's hands. Voldemort believed himself to be the most powerful wizard in the world, and he saw everyone else as beneath him. While he respected Snape's abilities, he never saw him as a threat. Voldemort thought he was smarter than everyone else, so the idea that Snape could outsmart him never even crossed his mind.
The Elder Wand cannot serve me properly because I am not its true master.
In the end, this arrogance was Voldemort's undoing. He didn't realize that the true master of the Elder Wand wasn't him, and he didn't realize that Snape had been playing him for years. Even as Voldemort killed Snape, he believed he was eliminating a loyal follower, not a traitor who had been working against him the entire time.
You killed Dumbledore, Severus. While you live, the Elder Wand cannot truly be mine.
One last point to consider is the role that love played in all of this. Voldemort didn't understand love, and that was his greatest weakness. Snape's love for Lily was what motivated him to protect Harry and work against Voldemort. But because Voldemort didn't value love, he never suspected that it could be a driving force behind someone's actions. This is why he never saw Snape's betrayal coming. Snape's love for Lily allowed him to deceive the greatest dark wizard of all time. And in the end, it was that love that helped bring about Voldemort's downfall.
After all this time.
Always.
So there you have it. Snape wasn't just some bitter, misunderstood professor. He was a master strategist who outplayed Voldemort for years. His mastery of occlumency and his ability to craft false memories made him one of the most brilliant characters in the entire series. What do you think about this theory? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future deep dives into the wizarding world. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay magical.
Should you ever steal from my personal stores again, my hand might just slip over your morning pumpkin.